All right, good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and a big welcome to all our brand new ambassadors. We are very excited to have you on board, and we do these training calls every Monday night. We have a different leader from the team do them each Monday, so you guys can get a fresh new perspective every Monday if you want to pop back in at a later date. But definitely, as you guys start going through Plexus, keep inviting your new ambassadors to this training so that we can help everybody get started quickly and get all their questions answered right off the bat. So that's why we do them weekly. Just an introduction to myself. My name is Sarah Taylor. I have been with Plexus for almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years on the 28th. And I'm a Diamond Ambassador. My husband is Gavin, and he's on our team as well, and he's an Emerald Ambassador. And he's been with the company for 22 months. So welcome, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so we can get started on the PowerPoint. Let's see here. All right, and I'm going to get this going. All right, so as I said, welcome. Welcome to Team Taylor and our ambassador training. So this slide is talking about just how to get started as an ambassador, some real basic things to do. The top little checklist is if you are a new ambassador yourself, I want to direct you guys to the team files on Team Taylor. We have a bunch of emails that we have written up that you do not have to use by any means, but these are just some great example emails that you can use when somebody inquires about Plexus, when they ask certain specific questions. There's some great files in there, why Plexus, that addresses some great concerns in regard to the overall company and any kind of network marketing kind of questions. There's another one that has ambassador program information that you can use if somebody wants to inquire about the ambassador opportunity. So definitely go and check out and go through all the files on Team Taylor, download those emails so that you can have them in your back pocket and tweak everything to make it sound like it's you. But there's great emails on there to send product instructions to your customers and that kind of thing. There's also, if you didn't receive it when you signed up, the Team Taylor training guide is up there as well. And it basically tells you how to get started and how to run your first month with Plexus. And then there's also the compensation explained document. We'll go over the compensation plan in this training, but that one is a great one to send to potentials as well, and then to just help you kind of understand our compensation plan as well. It puts it in real life examples and that kind of thing, as opposed to just that big graph that can get kind of confusing. So if you are signing a brand new ambassador, I posted a file on Team Taylor today called the New Ambassador Checklist. And this basically is to just kind of help you run through a quick checklist of what are the very basic things that you need to do to help your new ambassadors get started. So obviously you want to add anybody that you add to Team Taylor and any other teams that you're a member of. Also, our testimonials board that we use is the testimonials plus Plexit forward board, and that's one that we can actually add potentials to. The Plexus Journeys, that's an ambassador only page, and that is run, both of those are run by our uplines, but the Plexus Journeys is definitely just for ambassadors. So if you've got a customer at some point that wants to read some testimonials or something along those lines, testimonials, Plexit forward is your best friend. Let your sponsor know if you have not been added to those two boards and you want to be. So also, when you sign up a new ambassador, you want to send them a welcome email. And usually what I like to include in my welcome email is a brief paragraph about, myself, why I love Plexus, that kind of thing. That is actually an example email on the Team Taylor board in the file section. But then I also send them the Team Taylor training guide that I mentioned earlier, the compensation plan explained document, as well as those product instructions, and anything else. Sometimes people have unique situations where I'll send them a couple other things as well. But I try not inundate them at first when they first sign up. I encourage them and help them with their first Facebook post. And I actually always give all of my new ambassadors a call within 24 hours of them signing up, 24 to 48 hours of them signing up. And I talk to them about all of this stuff. I go over the training guide, all the compensation, everything. But then I help them also make a list of prospects to get started. So taking that 60 seconds, it's kind of a fun little memory jogger to just spend 60 seconds writing down all the different names you know to get started with Plexus, so that that can be your starting list of potentials. And then of course you add to that as you go. But the basics. So I want to talk to you guys about the auto-qualification process. Basically, to be commission qualified within Plexus, you have to have your backup order or auto-qualification order on. That order signals to Plexus that you're an active ambassador and you're wanting to get paid and you're wanting to take your products. So you can set it up two ways. You can set it up as conditional or non-conditional. You can turn it off and on as much as you want, but you have to have it on to get paid. If you have a team building underneath you, you have to have it on to get those business building bonuses from the welcome pack. So definitely keep it on. We use ours in a non-conditional manner. And the difference between conditional and non-conditional just means, conditional means that auto ship, it has to be $100 or more, only ships if you don't have any sales. So the reason that that's kind of significant is if you haven't made any sales that month, but you have a huge team underneath you, that auto ship will go out and make sure that you are commission qualified in order to receive your check, because you have to have at least $100 in sales to be considered commission qualified and to receive a check from Plexus. So the non-conditional means it ships out no matter what. And a lot of people use that, and majority of people use that to just make sure that their products are coming to them every single month and they don't have any kind of delays in taking their products, because we all know the best way to take the products is in a consistent manner. So definitely be sure to sign everybody up with a welcome pack, and I will go over that in a second. So basically, excuse me guys, what a welcome pack is it is a grouping of products, and there's a bunch of different ones on our website, but it is the cheapest way to buy your products, bar none. It is cheaper than wholesale. It is cheaper, of course, than being a customer, but it is below wholesale, and it comes with our amazing new success kits that are a great way to get introduced to the company. The success kits are just absolutely phenomenal. But the welcome packs, so say you're going to buy a triplex welcome pack, for instance. Normally, even on wholesale, that would be $109.95. But as a welcome pack, it's actually only $99. So you can see that you're saving some money there. And the $199 welcome packs are even more of a cost savings as you go on. So I don't recall ever signing anybody up without a welcome pack. It is definitely something that you want to promote to your new ambassadors. The reason being is obviously they're going to save money. And then also, when you sign somebody with a welcome pack, you get a welcome pack bonus. And so do the people 4 levels up from you. So everybody wins in that situation. Your potential saves a little bit of money, and it's just a one-time purchase. They can have the opportunity to buy it just once, but they have 60 days from when they sign up to be able to be eligible to purchase that. So definitely isn't something that you can continuously buy. So next I'm going to go into a little bit of social media strategy with you guys. Facebook is obviously an incredible tool, but it's not the only tool. I mean, you definitely, Facebook is a marketing platform for us, and it's kind of a way to get the word out. But you really want to be careful in how you're sharing your self and your story on Plexus. I mean, on Facebook. You want to make sure that you're, number one, being consistent. You want to be personal, educational, or inspirational. I always say that when you're about to hit post on Facebook, sit back and reread it and think, okay, am I spamming my friends here? Am I advertising? Am I just throwing up memes and graphics and sharing things? Or am I actually sharing my personal journey with people? Am I educating them about something to do with Plexus? Or am I sharing a testimony that's inspirational? Those are the key things, because you can throw your audience off. You can, or you can turn your audience off, excuse me, very, very quickly if you are spamming them or advertising, or they feel like they're being constantly advertised to. So if you're inconsistent, one of the biggest things I've seen is when people start and stop posting on Facebook. They go guns blazing for like 3 days and then they stop, or a week and then they stop. And then they come back a month later and they start going again really, really quick. That inconsistency, it makes people think that, number one, you have quit, or maybe the products aren't working for you anymore. Or number two, they think that maybe you just, you're not that into it, or you're not that, you don't believe it very much, or maybe your intentions are not as good as they thought. They maybe start thinking, okay, she's only in it for the money, and now it's the end of the month, so she's trying to post or something like that. You don't want any of that. That consistency, it breeds familiarity. It is part of your branding, and then it also just helps people get more and more interested. You plant more and more seeds as you are posting and as you're educating your audience. Can tell you, in 2 years, I have never, ever missed a day of posting about Plexus. Even while on vacation, everything, I always am on Facebook. So one of the things too is that we really don't worry about offending others. I'm going to throw some stats out at you guys if I can remember them off the top of my head, but the CDC says that 1 in 3 adults, excuse me, by 2050 is going to be type 2 or diabetic. That's a really, really huge stat. They also say that right now we're looking at 67% of adults are considered overweight. And then also, to top that off, over 65% of people, when they surveyed them, have said that they go to bed worrying about money more than anything else. So Plexus isn't gender specific. It's not age specific, except for obviously children, but it's not age specific. It's not gender specific. We can help everybody with these things. And these are the most common issues that America faces. We have something that people need and that can be life-changing. If you offend one person on your friends list, first and foremost, they were probably not your friend to begin with. Secondly, we can have that conversation with that person, and we can educate them and we can talk to them. But don't worry about what Johnny from your social studies class in junior high is thinking about you. It does not matter. They are not paying your bills. They are not your personal health consultant. They are not dealing with you on a daily basis. This Plexus and everything to do with it, this is about you. This is about getting your friends and family healthy. This is about changing your life. It's not about their life. So just keep that in mind as you kind of go through that. People do want these products. They definitely do. I have seen that firsthand. So as you go, just continuously remember to keep it personal. Like I said in the beginning, build that interested audience. You want people to be interested in what you're posting about. If you reread it and think, oh man, that's silly, don't post it. Think about something else. And one of the other things that I've noticed too is try not copy and paste the same post that everybody else is posting. And the reason for that is I guarantee you that your friends have other Plexus friends on their news feeds. And if a post goes Plexus viral and it goes around through Plexus, all of a sudden they're going to see all these different people posting this exact same post, and it totally devalues it. They realize that this is just a copy and paste post that everybody else is posting, and they don't pay attention. They scroll on past and they look at it as spam. So don't share those posts. Don't copy and paste posts unless it's a testimony, and then make it personal. Tag the person that you're posting the testimony of, and let them know that that's a real person. Testimonies are definitely okay to copy and paste and that kind of thing. In fact, we have to. We can't alter somebody's testimony. But other than that, definitely make it your own. Make it personal. Make it original thoughts. So what to do when somebody shows interest? One of the things, so say you make your first post and you have a couple people comment below that they're interested in hearing about it. add them to a chat immediately. Don't respond on that Facebook post, because, and the reason for that is, say they said, oh, hey, what is all this about? What's going on here? They want to know what's all about Plexus, what Plexus is all about, whatever you've just posted. And if you start answering those questions in that post, other people will see that, and maybe they'll think, oh, it's only about that topic. Or maybe their question gets answered and you don't even know that they were even interested. So what I always do is respond on the post and just say, hey, you know what, I'm going to send you a message. And once I do that, say I'm a brand new ambassador, then what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to sit down. I want my upline in there. I want my upline to help, because I want to make sure, number one, that I'm getting these people on the right product from the get-go. I want to make sure that I'm explaining everything, all the ins and outs of Plexus properly, and that they're going to end up having the best experience with Plexus. I want to make sure their expectations are set correctly. And it's a great learning experience for me as a new ambassador to see how my upline handles all the questions that get asked. So a great way to kind of present that to the potential, so that they're not feeling inundated with people or feeling like they're about to be sold to or something like that, because that is not what this is about. It's purely about education. Just tell them, thank you so much for your interest in my post. I would love to tell you more about Plexus. I'm going to add, my sponsor, I'm going to add Sarah to this chat so that she can make sure that we're recommending the right products to you and fully educating you on the products so we can make an informed decision on whether or not you want to take Plexus. Say something like that. So it's totally about I want to make sure you make it about them. I want to make sure you are having the best experience possible. And then I want you to consult with them. Don't sell them on Plexus. Ask them questions. Make sure that they are getting their goals met and everything like that. And I'm going to go over some example questions later on in this. Excuse me, guys. I'm losing my voice. So that's when you can also add them to the testimonials Plexit for, depending on how that conversation goes. And when this happens, definitely, and this is something I wish somebody had told me back in the beginning, keep lists. So many people fell through the cracks for me. They would inquire and they wouldn't maybe buy right away because I was still learning and that kind of thing. And I wouldn't follow up with them because I wasn't organized. I wasn't keeping notes on my phone or anything like that. So what I do now is anytime somebody is interested about Plexus and they inquire with me, I just jot their name down in a note on my iPhone, and I say, interested ambassadors, interested customers, and I have lists going. And I also keep lists of people that have liked my posts, and then once a week I follow up with all those people that have liked my post, and I'll just say something like, hey, Joanna, thank you so much for liking my post and providing support to me. I really, really appreciate your support. If you ever want to know anything more, I'm here for you. That way you're not, jumping in and assuming they want to know more, but just thanking them for their support. And a lot of times that will turn into them asking questions from you guys. Also keep a no list. And I know that sounds crazy, but those no's are very, very rarely no's because they inquired about Plexus for a reason. And if you reached out to them, you thought about them for Plexus for a reason. Never take anybody off your list. Just move them to the list of no's and periodically follow up with them. Keep that relationship going and keep working with them. And then, of course, you want to keep that list of potentials, that list that you started of everybody that you want, that's on your dream team or that you think would be great at this, that you think would benefit from the products. Keep all those lists. And of course, then once you're done, with the inquiry and messaging them and that kind of thing, you have to follow up. I mean, the average, it takes so many different contacts for people to actually close the deal. And it's actually 80% of sales that are made on the 5th to the 12th contact, not that first contact. And I know that, we get in the habit of, oh man, but she messaged me about Plexus and then she didn't purchase. that doesn't mean that that's over. That just means that there's more information to uncover, and set expectations, set, a timeline of when you're going to follow up back up with these people, and always, keep them engaged and keep that conversation flowing. So this is where we really, really want to make sure that as we're selling Plexus, that we're asking lots and lots of questions to everybody. We want them to feel comfortable that we are not just providing a cookie cutter solution to them. There are no cookie cutter solutions within Plexus. I know most of, almost everybody starts off with the triplex, but we want them to realize why they are taking that particular product that you are recommending to them. We want to make sure that they understand exactly what it's all about, how it's going to benefit them specifically for their goals, and we want to make sure that their goals are being met. So a lot of the questions that I ask from the beginning are if they currently have any health concerns, if they're taking any medications. I always ask them what their goals are, because we may think, hey, their goal is to lose weight, but really they're dealing with a digestive issue that they want to get control of, and that's really more important. So I always ask them to kind of rank their goals in order too. If they've got, multiple goals, like what's more important to you? Is the weight loss more important, or is the pain management, or is the gut health? Just kind of figure it out. Sometimes it's insomnia. That is their number one thing. They just want to be able to sleep better. So you've got to know that so that you can address their personal goals, the ones that are most important to them first, and then everything else, secondary. Or explain to them how it's all interrelated. Of course, and we want to ask them what their eating habits are like, because we want to know if they have any food cravings, if they're craving carbs or sugar, that kind of thing. We want to know if they're exercising already or if they're pretty stagnant. And ideally, we want them, to see what they want out of Plexus, whether, like I said, if it's weight loss, appetite suppression, energy, sleeping better. We want to know what's important to them. So I'm going to go through a very, very short and abbreviated product training. If you guys go onto Team Taylor and you look in the pinned post, there's a product training on that post. And then there's also, if you put in the search bar, the 7-day challenge for our team in Team Taylor. I have a bunch of videos on that, get to know Plexus in 7 days. And it was a bunch of product videos that nutritionists did and that kind of thing. So look through that and watch those videos as well. I'm just going to run through the most important, or the most, the products that we use the most and that we promote the most. Obviously Slim, that is of course the pink drink. And I always tell people when they ask me, what is Slim? There's a common misconception that, number one, it's a meal replacement. So I always tell people that it's not a meal replacement. It helps burn fat, not muscle. It helps to balance blood sugar, cholesterol, and lipids. And it has no caffeine. I also tell them it has no artificial sweeteners or anything like that. So you're not basically just drinking a glorified Red Bull every day. You're actually taking something in that's going to help you balance your blood sugars, keep those blood sugars steady throughout the day so that your energy remains the same. And then obviously that helps to get you moving more and feeling better. And then it also helps with biorhythms so that you start sleeping better at night as well. So the ProBio 5 and the BioCleanse obviously usually go hand in hand. It's all about the gut health. And we know how important gut health is. I'm going to give you guys a very, very brief description of why gut health is important. Obviously, 80% of our immunity is located in our gut. Our digestive systems are constantly being inundated with just bad things. The American lifestyle is not the most natural lifestyle anymore. Obviously, we're not eating things that are just growing out of the ground. We're eating lots of processed food. We're taking in medications that disrupt our gut health too, like antibiotics and steroids and that kind of thing. And what happens when we do all that is that our guts get so out of whack. We get a fungal or a yeast overgrowth in our gut, and that wreaks all kinds of havoc on our total body because everything kind of is, resides in that gut. Even our serotonin, 80% of our serotonin is produced in our gut as well. And so lots and lots of things are linked to gut health. And when that yeast or when that fungus grows and grows and kind of expands in your gut like expanded foam because it's feeding on sugar and it's being disrupted by all the processed food and the chemicals that we take in. All of that stuff can lead to a myriad of other issues, which I'll show you on the next slide. But those things, obviously cause us to have inability to lose weight, insomnia, depression, allergies, autoimmune diseases, thyroid dysfunction, the list goes on and on. So gut health is so important. And the ProBio 5 is one of the most unique probiotics on the market. It not only has something to get through to that outer cell wall of that yeast, which is a very unique product. It's chitosanase in our ProBio 5. It's able to get through that outer cell wall of that yeast, but then it also has an antifungal that goes behind it and kills off that the fungus as well. So that's very unique. Most probiotics do not have that. Our probiotic is shelf stable because it is freeze-dried and microencapsulated. So it reaches its intended target, which is a big deal as well. It has 5 digestive enzymes. It has probiotics, obviously, and then it has some. It has a good strain of yeast. There is yeast in the ProBio 5, and a lot of people ask about that. But there are good strains of yeast, and there are bad strains of yeast. This is the good strain of yeast to help your digestive system work at its optimal function. And it also has vitamins in there to help with the healing of your gut as well. Well, the BioCleanse works hand in hand with the ProBio 5 because it helps to safely and effectively remove that fungus and that yeast from your gut once it's been killed off, because fungus feeds on dead matter. So it helps to gently get that out of there. And I get a lot of questions about that one, whether it is a, whether you're going to be sitting in the toilet for a long time or whether it's a, more of a gentle type of cleanse. And obviously this is a very, very gentle cleanse. This is something that is not going to disrupt your daily life or anything like that. It's a total body cleanse, and it helps to oxygenate your whole entire body. It breaks up pathogens and plaque in your bloodstream, and it helps to it also actually helps with collagen production as well. So it definitely is a total body cleanse, though. It's not the typical colon cleanse that you're used to. So those 2 products are why, obviously we're very, very well known for those 2. And the Slim, the ProBio 5, and the BioCleanse, that's the triplex that you guys all know. But that is the most popular grouping of products that we sell because everybody needs to get, not everybody, but most people need to get their body healthy from the gut first before they can start dropping those pounds or before they can tackle their other health issues, because it's all kind of interrelated. The X Factor it's very, very unique because it actually has a patented blend of aloe in it. And that helps nutrient absorption up to 300% better. That vitamin is 100% naturally derived, which is very, very unique. Most of the time, and I know this is kind of something that people are surprised at, the vitamins that you get are actually synthetic. They're not from natural sources, and the X Factor actually is, and it has antioxidants in it as well. There's a lot of people that have a gene mutation that can't have synthetic forms of folic acid and that sort of thing. So the X Factor actually is suitable for those people, which is a really big selling point. The P96 is our protein powder, and it comes in chocolate and vanilla. It is very unique because if you guys look at the protein powders on the market right now, they are full of artificial flavoring, artificial sugars, just synthetic, and our P96 is natural. It's cold processed, microfilter treated. It has whey protein isolate and concentrate in it. And it doesn't have any of those artificial flavorings or sugars or anything like that. So it's really a great high quality protein. And it's also low in fat. It's only 96 calories. So I love it. The vanilla is actually my favorite, but my husband likes the chocolate. And then the Ease line of products is the Nerve Health Support, the Ease capsules, and then the Ease lotion. So I love this product line. It used to be called the Fast Relief. If you guys look up on YouTube and go under Dr. Harris, that's Dr. Harris, just like it sounds, and then Fast Relief, just look up those 4 words, and it will bring up a video of his that he did, and he's the creator of the Ease line of products, and it shows you, he goes through and he talks about how he came up with these products, how they work, and that kind of thing. But essentially, the Ease capsules were something he wanted to design that could be easily integrated into a pain relief system that somebody was already taking. Like, say if they're on narcotic pain relievers for chronic back pain or something along those lines. He wanted to develop something that you could start taking in addition to that and not have it interact, and then slowly be able to wean off of it. It's a natural shellfish-based, it's green lipped mussel, so it does have shellfish in it. Shellfish-based pain reliever that helps with, it's an anti-inflammatory, so it helps with inflammation. And so that works really, really well. People with arthritis and that kind of thing. My husband has swears by it. He has an old basketball injury, and he uses it for his knees and his shoulder. But then the nerve health support, it actually is the only thing proven on the market to be able to regenerate nerve growth, which is huge. It has something in it called nerve growth factor. So this line of products really, really fascinates me. I think it's just so unique, and it's so helpful for those that are dealing with nerve pain or nerve damage. And those two have to work hand in hand if somebody does have nerve damage. The Ease capsules can stand alone if it's just for pain and inflammation. But if they have nerve damage and they're taking these products for that nerve regrowth, they do need to take the nerve health and the Ease capsules together, because the nerve regrowth and the healing process cannot happen when inflammation is present. So those two do need to work together. And then the lotion is amazing. We use it all the time on our daughter's growing pains in the middle of the night, and bug bites, and joint pain and that kind of thing. But it's a lotion that you put on your skin. So the last one is the Mega X, and it's an omega blend. And it's really unique because normally that's a fish oil. And this one is 100% plant-based from the ahi flower. And so that it's been a pretty big deal, especially for our vegetarian audience. All right, and so this is what I was talking about. You guys can find this online, but this is what I was talking about that is related to that yeast overgrowth or that fungal overgrowth. Obviously, you can see that there is a ton of different things. I mean, from yeast infections, chronic fatigue, obviously weight gain, just alcohol cravings, everything, thrush. It kind of goes through the gamut of things, and headaches and migraines and stuff. So definitely I want you guys, when we get off this call or over the next couple days, definitely look up and research yeast overgrowth and how it affects your health. All right, so obviously we've got to be a product of the product. That is the single best way to build your belief in this company and in these products, is to get you feeling better, to get you going forward, and knowing your Plexus products inside and out. Definitely we can help with that. But it's going to take, I know for myself, the way I learned the products is I went one by one and looked up the ingredients on my own and researched them. And then anytime that somebody came to me with any kind of an issue, I would go research that issue because I wanted to see how it was all interconnected. Anytime I read a testimony and I saw that Plexus products helped with something, I went and researched that because I was like, how on earth do these products help with so many different things? Because I was skeptical when I first started. And the more and more that I understood about these root issues that the products get after, that's when I started really growing in my passion and growing in my knowledge of the products and understanding the why behind everything. And once you understand the why behind everything, I promise you, you will love this company and you will be taking these products until you die. All right, so one of the biggest things, though, that we see with customer attrition and ambassador attrition, is that expectations sometimes are not properly set in the beginning. So we definitely always want to make sure that our customers and our prospects understand that these products are definitely not a quick fix. I always set the expectation. of 60 to 90 days with all of my personal customers and my recruits and everything like that, because they need to have, your body didn't get the way it was overnight. Your body took years and years to get to where it is right now. And to be able to fix that, it's not going to happen overnight. This is not, fen-phen or a chemical or anything like that that's going to alter the state of your body. This is working to try and heal your body. And so that does take time, and it takes time to balance it out and to get everything working back how it is. So as long as people understand that and they're willing to give it that minimum of 60 days before they say, hey, it's not working for me. I always cringe when I see somebody saying that the products aren't working for them and it's only been 30 days. That's just not how the products are designed to work. And I always talk to people about what Plexus is and what it isn't, and that it's a tool. It's a transition into a healthy lifestyle. And so when you're talking about troubleshooting with people and you're talking about their expectations and stuff, I always, talk to them about, hey, are you fighting with the products or are you fighting against the products? You want to work with the products to help them work better. If you're trying to get your gut back in balance and you're constantly feeding it sugar and McDonald's and that kind of thing, that's just making the products work overtime, and they're having to work so much harder. If you work with the products and try to enact a more healthy lifestyle, up your water intake, make sure you're drinking enough water, reduce that processed food, reduce the caffeine intake, the alcohol intake, and everything. And really just kind of educate them on what actually is a balanced diet. I always tell my customers that, MyFitnessPal is a great way to track your calories and kind of see where you're at, see if you really are eating a balanced diet or if you're not. And one of the things too is I always tell them, once you start having energy from Plexus, take advantage of it. That's your sign. Go start moving. Go start doing things. We want to promote a healthy lifestyle. That is our brand. We want to promote people doing this. We don't want to promote that healthy, you can just sit back and let the products do everything. We want people to get healthy and to move and to exercise. And then the other thing with that is that die-off, it's a real thing. That fungal die-off that we always talk about. I have a document in Team Taylor that goes through everything with the die-off process and talks about what it is, what to expect. But if you're going to give somebody the triplex, I definitely suggest you telling them in the front end that they may possibly go through a period of die-off and detox. And I'm not going to get too crazy into that, but basically what it does is it basically just exacerbates any kind of symptoms that you have of that fungal overgrowth. So people might get a yeast infection, or they might feel a little bit, groggy, or have worse insomnia for a little bit of period. Or for me, I got canker sores when I was going through it. So it's just anything that is kind of related to that, it might come out as that die-off process is happening. So just set those expectations that might happen, and tell them if it starts to contact you, and you can help ease them through it. And then as far as setting expectations from follow-up, you don't want people to feel like you are constantly bugging them or bothering them, checking in on them. So if you tell them from the front, from the get-go, that you're going to follow up with them when they get their products, 3 days after they get their products, and then 1 week after that, and then you're going to follow up every 2 weeks for the first month or so, and then once a month after that. If you give them that timeline on the front end and they know what to expect, that is going to definitely, they're going to be ready for it. They're going to say, oh, she's just checking in with me. It's okay. So definitely set those expectations from the front end. All right, here. So as far as the ambassador versus customer, there's definitely 3 ways to buy: retail, preferred, and ambassador. And I'm going to show you the differences on the next page. Those are the 3 different ways that our customers and our ambassadors can purchase our products. So obviously there's going to be some kind of a strategy within your business, which we're going to talk about in the comp plan as well. But from my end, and I'll just skip to the next page. So retail customer is a one-time order just through your website, and there's no auto ship, there's nothing like that, but it is the most expensive. There's a 60-day money-back guarantee on it, and of course there's no minimum order or no contract, nothing like that. Preferred customer is an auto ship, and it ships once every 30 days on the day that you set it up. There is a 60-day money-back guarantee on that. There's no minimum order. We don't charge people to be a preferred customer, no contracts or anything like that. And it is cheaper than the retail price. Wholesale ambassador, which is obviously in the ambassador pricing, wholesale. Obviously, that's the cheapest way to buy. There is no inventory, there's no contracts, there's no minimum purchases or anything like that, and it's obviously the cheapest way to buy. So when I'm talking to somebody, I always present the 3 different options, but personally, I always push the wholesale route because, number one, it is the cheapest way for your customers to purchase. It absolutely is. And so that is a win-win for them. Number 2, they're not going to be stuck into any kind of crazy contract or anything like that. They're not stuck in this, monthly auto ship that they can't get out. Obviously, they have full control over their account. But I always explain it to them like they are purchasing a Costco membership. They're signing up to buy a Costco membership, so they're paying that $34.95 yearly fee. But they're then getting the wholesale prices for the whole entire year, just like Costco. There's no other issues that they're going to have to deal with. There's no other stipulations or anything like that. They're basically paying for wholesale for the whole entire year. And they have the support of the team pages and everything like that. So when I'm presenting those 3 ways to purchase, I always concentrate on the wholesale and the preferred, because when they purchase retail, that is essentially like them going to a sale and asking to pay full price. Nobody does that, and that's silly. They can cancel their auto shipment on preferred or as an ambassador straight from online. They don't have to call into customer service or do anything like that. So those are the 2. I very, very, very rarely have sold retail. All right, so obviously you're going to get out of this what you put into it. So, you definitely want to continuously grow yourself. You want to attend trainings like this. This is a great first step. And you want to go to opportunity meetings and that kind of thing, and just really focus on growing your knowledge, because the more that you put into this, you're going to get it out tenfold. And, the branding, I put that on there as well. But that's something to think about this too, is that we are a health and wellness company. And you really, as you go through this, you want to make sure that you are putting that aspect into your life as well. You want to become that brand. You want to become Plexus, and you want to be able to promote, your brand and be your brand of that health and wellness. So making sure that you are promoting that effectively on Facebook and marketing that, but then also putting feet to it too, and really growing in your sales skills. And really, really, one of the number 1 things with this is those relationships. This is definitely a farmer type sell as opposed to a hunter sell. This isn't a used car lot or anything like that. You're going to have relationships with these people. These are your friends. These are your family. And you want them to realize that you really do care. You really do have their best interest at heart. And you want them to have success with Plexus. And that is the whole reason that they're coming to you. They are coming to you because they are after something, whether that's weight loss, whether that's to increase their finances, whether it's to get their health back. You want to foster that, and you want to provide the best level of customer service you can, and really continue to foster that relationship as well. So that's why I put that in there as well. But as far as, everything else goes, just really, really investing in yourself. And there's lots of great network marketing books out there. Sarah Robbins has a great book, Eric Worre. Those are really good books to get started with network marketing, because the sales is kind of a self-study. As far as the YouTube videos go, that was something that I used a whole lot of. When I first started out, I spent a lot of time on YouTube. I would listen to it as I was driving, while I was working out, while I was doing dishes or folding laundry. I have a bunch of YouTube videos, Sarah Taylor, on my site, but then also Sonia Dudley, Sarah Marble, Melissa Eichenhorst, Lori Harrison, RTP Live. Those are all really, really good people to look up and to learn just different aspects of the business. Everybody has a unique perspective. So I always definitely seek out new information and attend those monthly opportunity meetings, you guys. I can't tell you how much I have learned from going to those opportunity meetings, those online meetings and the in-person ones. Those, even if I didn't have a potential that I was bringing to those meetings, I went because I was learning things about the products. I was hearing new testimonies. I was learning how people were presenting the products and how people were talking about the products. Everybody, like I said, has a very unique way of presenting things, and you learn so much, and that belief growth is just absolutely invaluable. And then, of course, tuning into calls like this, listening to recorded calls, and then reading all the information and the files that we talked about earlier. So some keys to success, really, really leaning on your upline in the beginning. I think that is one of the biggest keys. Let your upline shine. Like, give them a chance to shine. They do know what they're talking about. And if you have a brand new upline, it is totally fine to go up a few levels. That is totally, totally fine. We are here to help. We want you guys to succeed, and we are happy to answer questions and to engage in three-way chats with potentials, all of that. We want you guys to succeed. So like I said earlier, leading with relationships, this really is relationship marketing. So if you feel weird about reaching out to somebody about Plexus, focus on that relationship first and really start pouring into them. Ask them out for coffee and don't mention Plexus. Just help, continuously foster those relationships, and I promise you Plexus will come up. So obviously getting some business cards is obviously very, very key. They have some great ones on Etsy. They also have some in our back office that you guys can buy. And there's a lot of other things like t-shirts and stuff in Etsy as well. But you really don't have to spend a lot on marketing materials or anything like that. Business cards are probably the only thing that you need from the beginning. So working your business, obviously you can work your business part-time, and that is totally fine. That's how most of us start out. Nobody really starts out just working Plexus full-time. But you can work it part-time, but not sometimes. And there's a big difference between that. Consistency is really, really key. It goes back to when I was talking about, you don't work your business for a week straight like crazy and then take 3 weeks off. Your audience and your team for sure wants to see that consistency. And going all in with this from day one, one of the reasons that I see a lot of issues with people getting people to sign up or getting people to purchase is that hesitation, that fear. And your friends can sense that when you're not completely sold on this, when you're not completely all in. So really, really work on that belief that you have and pour yourself into learning all things Plexus. But work hand in hand with your upline in the beginning to do that, because you don't have to know everything from moment one to be able to be successful at this. Really hold hands, lock arms with your team, and let them help you in the beginning, and let them help you move forward. No one expects you to know everything at this. And one of the biggest keys to success that I had is anytime that one of my customers in the beginning would tell me that they were having great success with the products and they loved them, I would immediately flip them over to be an ambassador. I would talk to them, would give them that Costco membership example, and I would get them going on becoming an ambassador. And then also, of course, asking for referrals from your customers. I actually include my very own referral program that I put at the bottom of my new customer emails that have the product instructions on it. And I put a little referral program that I created for myself at the very bottom in case they want to send me any friends. So I want to talk to you guys about troubleshooting and not being scared to troubleshoot with people. There's going to be problems and issues that come up, and that's okay. It's all about, making it work for them. So asking them lots of questions, making sure that they are doing the basics. They're hydrating. They're making sure that they have proper expectations from moment one, that they weren't saying that this isn't working because it's only been a week and they haven't lost a pound or something like that. But just talk to them about their eating habits. The point of this is to not allow it to be, okay, we're going to go and get you your 60-day money-back guarantee right now. Don't throw in the towel on them. Help them get it to work for them. Involve your upline in this. Chances are troubleshooting can be it can be kind of like a treasure hunt. You're trying to figure out what's wrong, what's causing this issue that whoever is having, why aren't they losing weight, or why aren't they getting the results that they wanted out of this? And a lot of times, it just takes a lot of questions and a lot of experience. So definitely get your upline involved or ask on the team pages if you're unsure as to how to handle it, but don't just let them slip away. You worked so hard to get that customer to sign up with you. Don't just let it slip away. And don't let, just a little temporary roadblock derail them from what they were after, because they came to you because they wanted something out of Plexus. They wanted success in some aspect. And so don't allow them to throw in the towel right away. Like, really help them through it. And a lot of times it's just a simple tweak that they didn't realize that they were doing. And one of the things with that too is, if you start to grow a team and you are noticing on your back office that someone in your downline is not purchasing products that month, it's the end of the month, and you see that they are an active ambassador and they have 0 PV on, so that means that they haven't purchased any kind of products, reach out to them, because it's the same troubleshooting scenario. You want to make sure that they are being consistent in their products, that there's not something wrong that you can help them with. Don't be afraid to reach out, because it's that same exact situation as I was talking about with their customers. Your ambassadors, no matter what level below you, they signed up because they want to have success with these products. So help them, reach out to them and give them that helping hand. All right, so I'm going to go over the compensation plan really quick, and we can go over this more in detail with anybody that gets confused. But this compensation plan summary chart looks so confusing. So that's why I like that compensation explained document that you guys have. So understanding the compensation plan, retail. So when you sell somebody as a customer, so that's retail or preferred customer, you get 15% on their personal, like whatever you sell to them, whatever goes through your website, between $100 and $499. Plexus keeps that first $100 to pay out the pay point every month. So 7 levels up from you gets paid on that first $100. So just keep that in mind. So $100 to $499 is you'll get 15% commissions on that. If you sell $500 and more, you'll get 25% of that, and that's retroactive. So what I mean by that is, once you hit that $500 mark, you're getting paid on that whole $500 of the 25%, minus that first 100. So hopefully I haven't made that too confusing, but you can see the breakdown right below there. But my goal is to always have $500 in sales at minimum every single month, so I can get that 25% paycheck. The preferred customer bonuses are very, very big, and those do add up. So for instance, Triplex, when somebody orders as a preferred customer underneath you, you get a preferred customer bonus. And so every month that is $20 on Triplex. And that's not just the first time that they order, it's every month going forward. So you get $20 every single month. And then those add up. Obviously, the more preferred customers you have, the more you get on top of that. And that is on top of that percentage that you get from the retail commissions. So let's see. And also your preferred customers obviously get a discount for ordering preferred. So then the next one is the business building bonuses. So say you're going to sign somebody up as a ambassador underneath you, and they sign up and they purchase a $99 welcome pack. That means you get $25 yourself. And then 3 levels up, they also get paid on that $99 welcome pack as well. The $199 welcome pack, you get $50, and this is a one-time deal when they purchase a welcome pack, and 3 levels up gets paid on that as well. So those, as your team grows, those welcome pack bonuses become huge, and those are paid out every Friday. Everything else is paid out on the 15th of the month for the following month. But the welcome pack bonuses are paid out every Friday. So that's how you can start getting paid 5 times a month. So those retail override commissions, so say you sign up somebody on your level 1, like you personally sponsor your mom in this business, and your mom sells $500 in product. So she made that 25% bonus. You get 5% of her sales over that for initial 100 that always goes back to the company. So the wider that you grow your team And the more sales that they have, the more you get on that 5%. So that's a very, very nice aspect of that as well. So think about that combined with those welcome pack bonuses and your PV. You can start to see, things are happening. We get paid 11 different ways. So as you rank up in Plexus too, you get bonuses as you rank up. So your first rank with Plexus is silver. And I always tell everybody to aim for ranking silver in their first 7 days, because all you need is 3 people. 3 people that are active and have either purchased $100 in products or have purchased a welcome pack. And you go silver and you get a $100 bonus. So every time you rank silver, gold, senior gold, ruby, senior ruby, you get bonuses. So the silver is $100, the gold is $250, the senior gold is $350, the ruby is $500, and the senior ruby is $750. So those are one-time achievement bonuses. And you can also, if you end up going gold in your first 30 days in this business, and we have had 11 of these happen, you guys. These are very, very doable. If you end up going gold in your first 30 days, there's a fast start achievement bonus where you get double the bonus. So you get $700 for going gold. So it is a really amazing bonus. How you do that is in your first 30 days, if you sign 20 people to your organization, so that means not 20 people yourself. Say you sign 6 people and all your friends sign, a couple people each, and that all totals up to 20 people. You get that fast start gold bonus of $700, plus all the other things that are happening. Obviously, you guys are selling some welcome packs, probably making some sales and stuff too. So that first check would be an enormous check, and we have had 11 people do that in the last year. So the biggest way and the biggest part of my paycheck is the Plexus pay points. And how those pay points work is they kind of work like stocks. At the end of the month, the company gives us, and they're usually about $3 each, but it's based on the profits of the company. So we get paid. So say I have 3 level 1s in my organization. Each of those you can see are worth 5 points. Levels 1, 2, and 3 are 5 points. Level 4 is 4 points. Level 5 is 3. 6 is 2, and 7 is 1. A level 1 ambassador means that you have personally sponsored that person. A level 2 ambassador means that your personally sponsored ambassador signed somebody else, and then so on and so forth. You can kind of see, kind of like a family tree. So those points, you're allotted points at the end of the month by everybody that has purchased $100 in sales or sold $100 in sales through their website. So if they have $100 or more in sales or purchases, you're given a pay point for them. And that, so for level 1s, that's 5 pay points. Say you have 3 level 1s on your team, that means you have 15 pay points if they have all made some sort of sale or purchase over $100. So that's 15 pay points at approximately $3 each, which is the kind of the average our pay point is. That's an extra $45 on your check. And you can see how that's going to exponentially grow over the course of time. And that becomes your very, very largest part of your check as you go through those ranks. And that pay point becomes extremely, extremely important. And that is where that residual income, that exponential growth, and that exponential income comes from. It's really, really incredible, because as your team grows through adding different people to different levels, they're growing your network for you. So if you had kept that person as a customer, that customer would always be worth the exact same amount to you. They would always be worth the preferred customer bonus, and then whether or not you're making 25% or 15% commissions on them. If you sign them as an ambassador, they're going to start signing ambassadors, they're going to start signing customers, and it's going to exponentially grow from there. And that is how you rank up with Plexus. So obviously you don't have to have a team beneath you to start making money, or you never have to have a team beneath you if you don't want to. But the way to make that huge, huge money down the road, that is definitely through ambassadors. I always say that customers can make you rich, but ambassadors make you wealthy. And it's all about that pay point. So I talked about, the silver through senior ruby, and you get that one-time achievement bonus. Once you hit emerald, that's a big deal in this company. That's the rank that my husband is at right now. And when you hit emerald, a couple different things happen. You get one of the Lexus. You get to choose from one of the white Lexus. And then you get an all-inclusive trip to, it's actually going to be in Kona this year. We outgrew Maui, but you get to go to Hawaii on the company, and you get to take a date with you as well. And then you also get profit sharing in the emerald pool. The emerald pool and the sapphire pool and the diamond pool are pretty incredible, because like when you were receiving those one-time achievement bonuses for gold, for silver, for senior ruby, and so forth, you get this every single month. And it is a 3% share in the profits of the company. And so it's huge. So that comes, and that's kind of the rank that everybody kind of tries to achieve for. The next one is sapphire, and you get an additional 1% in that pool, which is amazing. And then diamond, you get an additional, another additional 1%. And so you get shares in 3 pools now. And those pools make out a pretty large chunk of Gavin and I's pay each month, along, of course, with the points. Now, how you hit these ranks is based on points. So gold is 20 people or 100 points. So you need 100 points to hit gold. You need 250 points to hit senior gold. You need 500 points to hit ruby, and 750 points to hit senior ruby. 1,500 points to hit emerald. So I know that all sounds kind of crazy, sounds far-fetched right now, but I promise you it will start making sense. After your first month, you'll start seeing these things make a heck of a lot more sense. But it really is an incredible compensation plan. It's very, very fair. You can definitely make money from day one with it. And, it's pretty awesome. So obviously, there's some strategy to this. So what now? I've just brain dumped on you guys. So month 1, what I always tell everybody, gosh, lean on your upline, use your upline. They are there for you. Use that Team Taylor training guide and use all the resources that we've given you, but really just lock arms with your upline and go for it. I want you to always aim for going silver in your first 7 days. That's just signing 3 ambassadors. That's basically getting 3 accountability partners to do this with you. That's your mom, your best friend, whoever. So get those 3 ambassadors signed up in your first 7 days. Share with them excitedly, hit the ground running, and always aim for that 500 PV. So how to do that? Be bold in presenting the opportunity. I'm telling you what, more people to go to bed worrying about money than they do anything else. I think the stat is 65% of people go to bed worrying about money. So make that first post. Even if it's just a selfie with you and your pink drink, make that first post. Work with your upline to create, a dynamic post. The posts that I have seen work the best tell a little story about themselves. Like if they've been on the products for a month, they talk about that. Hey, this is what has happened. My sugar cravings are diminished. I haven't lost any weight yet, but this is what I'm hoping to see. Just tell your story so far. No win is too small. Make it personal, and then share what you hope to get out of Plexus and why you signed up, why you like the products, what drew you to them. If you haven't started taking the products, tell them that. Be like, hey, I am so excited to be taking these products. This is why I love the products. They're natural. This is what my friend has been dealing with, and it's helped her with that. And so I'm really excited to see what my results are going to be. I found that people that include their audience in their journey from day one have such a better result business-wise with this, because people they see it from day one. You're not just all of a sudden posting, hey, I have 50 pounds lost or anything like that. You're telling them from day one, this is where I started, and they're watching your journey the whole way through. And so that's definitely the best way to do it. Like I said earlier, automatically add your upline to a 3-way chat if anybody messages you for at least the first 3 potentials that you get. That is the best way to learn. You're learning as you're earning, and you're moving forward, and you're seeing real life examples of these conversations. Call up your best friends. call up your inner circle, get them on the products and get them doing this with you. And don't rely solely on Facebook. That marketing aspect of this is really, really good, but no company survives just on marketing. They have to have that sales aspect. They have to have that human aspect to it. So build those relationships and personally present the opportunity to people. And don't be afraid to lead with the business. Be bold with the business, because we have an incredible business opportunity that people need. I promise you they need it. And those that aren't ready for the business, they'll sign as customers, and that's okay too. So just leave that fear behind and be confident and share these products with people, because they really do need them. So that keys to going silver in 7 days that I talked about on the last slide, make that 60-second list that I spoke about in the beginning of this. Sit down after this call for 1 minute and write down all the names that come to your head when you think about who needs Plexus or who you would want to be in this journey with you. Think about your neighbors, your friends, your relatives, your acquaintances, your coworkers, all those people, and just write them all down. Reach out to the first 5 on your list and share your excitement with them. Work with your upline and learn as you earn in those 3-way chats. Learn the products and consult those 10-day challenge videos that we talked about, and figure out your why in this. What do you want out of this? What does this represent to you? I'll tell you what, for me, it represents the ability to get my husband to be able to stay home with our kids. That is my goal in this. I want both of us to be able to stay home with our kids. I don't want him to lose out on their childhood either. So that's my why. I don't know what yours is, but sit down and think about this. What does this represent to you? And then hold yourself accountable to your why, and then also to your goals. Set those goals for yourself. Get yourself to events, and then I said it a million times, but lean on your upline. This is the power of 3. I forgot to put that in the compensation video, or compensation part. But this is, basically what that looks like. You sign 3 people, they sign 3 people. That's kind of how it grows, and you can see how those points really start to add up. But that is all. I'm gonna go back over to the chat part and see if anybody has any kind of questions. If anybody has any questions at all, just type it in the chat and I will answer them. Nobody? I'll give you a couple more minutes just in case. I hope everybody was able to get something out of that.